Hello and welcome to We Build on DeFiChain. In this show format we present the community projects, especially in this week the three top most wanted, most voted CFPs on Reddit. If you like the show, then please give us a like, subscribe to the channel and press the bell button so that you will not miss any show in the future. And in this episode I will present the project Lock and would say welcome Jonas, you are the owner of the CFP and the project, to this show. The stage is yours more or less. You have now the chance to pitch your project, your CFP. What's the background for everyone out there?
Hey DZ, hey DeFiChain community. Thanks for having me and welcome. So I would just start right in. So DZ, if you might share the screen,
Sure.
we can start right away. Yeah, welcome again. Thanks for the upvotings on Reddit. I would like to start with my background story, why I came to DeFiChain. I think that's very important and key when it comes to the foundation of Lock and why I'm requesting the CFP, because I'm one of the early adopters of DeFiChain, I would say, because I'm invested in DeFiChain right from the very beginning. Before I was very satisfied with the cake service, and that's why I came to DeFiChain automatically. And for me, really, the DeFiChain means a lot to me. And when I came to DeFiChain, I didn't really know what will be the outcome of this project, to be honest. And over the next months, after the launch of DeFiChain in 2020, I realized what is the real power behind this DeFiChain and behind this decentralized protocol for decentralized finance in the end. And through the community, I got to know like the founders of or the founding member team of DFX. So back then, I was introduced by Santiago of Crypto Explained to Robin, the founder of DFX, and I basically came to DFX 2 or 3 weeks after DFX was launched. Basically, it was just a loose project, and when we started, there was no certainty that DFX will develop that well. I basically dedicate 100% of my time to DeFiChain since more than a year now by helping building up DFX. And over the last couple of months or so, I realized that the DFX service itself is great, and it's a great value added to the DeFi chain. But we are a little bit limited just because of we are a European company. What I want to achieve with Lock is the further decentralization. So the background to that is that DFX launched the staking service in the beginning of this year on the user's request. So DFX was always a community project. It launched from the community, or it was launched out of the community, and that's why they also have chosen to start staking. But operating a staking service from Europe is just very challenging from a regulatory perspective, just because of very strict AML regulations. And also, like, there are so many things to consider. So the reason why there are batches, for example, in the DFX staking service is because of the regulation. And it's just a little bit a game stopper for a great customer experience, I would say. I think DFX reached its limit a little bit when it comes to really pushing decentralization for DeFiChain. And that's why I decided to leave DFX entirely and to launch Lock. And the Lock, or the goal and the purpose behind the CFP, is to really push the decentralization further on a global level. How we want to do it, or how I want to do it. So Lock will be an international staking provider, and it will be available globally from the very beginning. It will be founded outside of Europe, and I have a small announcement to make here today. So the founding process of the LOC entity is already initiated. So at the moment, LOC will be, or the founding process of LOC is initiated, and it's really going forward here on this side. So the benefits are that this entity will be founded outside of Europe, so which enables a really great customer experience when it comes to, especially to the KYC process. So we are able to offer a very lean and smooth KYC process. And this will be like key when it comes to building up a competitive staking provider on a global level. And furthermore, of course, I am really convinced that this further decentralization of DeFiChain is really key. It's one of the major challenges of the DeFiChain ecosystem. Also, what I've heard is that it's really key when it comes to listing on further big exchanges. So there's always this criticism that especially the masternodes are still a little bit too much centralized, and LOC will be really fighting this issue. So in order to move fast, I decided to request a CFP because with this CFP, I'm really able to launch this staking service already in October, so just two months from now on. And very importantly, this CFP is not like a common CFP that you see in all the other projects, or that, what is the basic idea of the CFP? It's structured as a loan. So in my opinion, it's a very good idea for the DeFiChain community because it's basically, in my opinion, risk-free. So why risk-free? All the legal work, all the legal advice, and also the founding process is already initiated and started and paid. So these costs are paid, these services are paid anyway. So with structuring this CFP as a loan and paying back all the DFI that we might get from the CFP, there's basically no risk for the community, in my opinion. And also, so the code base for the staking service is based on the DFX code basis, and will be modified massively over the next 2 months. So there's already an operating business model available that will be copy-paste and modified. So in my opinion, there's really no risk for the community, and all the DFI will be paid back to the community fund.
Okay.
What will happen if the CFP will get rejected? So as I mentioned before, the CFP or the company foundation process is initiated anyway, and it is already started. So I will launch the LOC staking service anyway, no matter what. But the service will be maybe available a little bit later. So yeah, that's just the consequence if I don't get the CFP. But in my opinion, it's just a no-brainer to vote for the CFP.
Okay. May I ask? May I ask two questions? So
Sure.
first, because I have to watch on the time, next show is scheduled later on. What is your service? Maybe a few sentences. What is for the user, and maybe go a little bit more into detail. What are you doing with the DFI from the fund? Yeah. So if we, as a community, sponsor you, okay, you will pay it back. But in which way is it used to speed up your service? Would be very helpful.
Yeah. So what will I do with the DFI from the CFP? It's a very good question and very reasonable. So in my screen, you already see the Jelly wallet, right? And the staking service of LOC will be implemented in different wallets from the very beginning. So in order to be able to do that and to develop that, the part of the DFI will be spent for the development and to integrate the staking service into different wallets. So in the beginning, log staking will be available in the Jelly wallet, also in the DFX wallet, and also via the web browser, so from the log website. A big advantage of the log staking service will be that you can stake and unstake anytime. So there will be no more batches anymore. And I think that is very key to provide a great customer experience here. Furthermore, you have different payout schemes, like you already know from the DFX staking service. So of course you can reinvest your DFI, you can pay out your staking rewards to the wallet, and also you can pay out the staking rewards in different tokens. So it's, for example, D, BTC, or D, Ether. And also you can just pay out these staking rewards right into your bank account. So for this, I would like to show the click dummy on our website. So basically here you see the staking service inside the Jelly wallet, right? So behind this button, Earn, you can choose the staking service, and this will be the log staking service. So if you click on stake, you can choose the amount of DFI that you want to stake, and then you can choose which payout schemes for these staking rewards you want to. So in this case, I will choose reinvest. And then you need to confirm that you are fine with transferring the DFI to the log staking service. And once this is done, the transaction will be initiated and done, and then basically you can stake from the Jelly wallet. Of course, you will need to do a KYC process before, but this will also can be done from the Jelly wallet. So considering the time, I will leave out the click dummy for the smartphone, for the DFX wallet. But you can check it out on your own. But it's very key to understand that it is a completely separate service. So it will only be available from the Jelly wallet and from DFX wallet, and also we are planning to integrate the staking service from further wallets in future. So yeah, please check out the click dummy on our website. And yeah, just to address another question that I got in advance, just one question regarding a freezer. So I'm planning not to implement a freezer in the beginning, but if the demand increases over time, of course, we will consider
okay.
as well. Yeah.
Good. Maybe another question. So you will fully focus on DeFiChain, or will there be other coins as a staking service?
Yeah, I mean, I'm truly convinced of the DeFiChain ecosystem. So I want to push the decentralization of DeFiChain. So I will start with DeFiChain for staking DFI, and then I don't know. In future, you never know if you want to implement further chains as well. But for now, I'm really focusing on DeFiChain. What I want to achieve is that that Log is integrating the staking service into further staking providers. So for example, there are plenty of staking services out there that are offering staking of different projects, different tokens, and so on. And my idea is to integrate log staking into those services, that you can basically stake DFI from like services out there. So to really spread the word there, and this is also one of my ideas for marketing, right? To integrate log staking elsewhere.
Okay, that means a kind of business-to-business model, or how
Yes.
would you call it? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Cool. There's for sure one question in the community which has to be asked.
Actually, you interrupted me, but because I wanted to address it earlier. So First of all, I need to say thank you to the entire community for the positive feedback so far. There's basically no negative feedback so far, except of the usual criticism why the DeFiChain Community Fund should fund for-profit companies.
Correct.
I'm really convinced that we as a community project, need to fund companies. I'm super convinced of DeFi, of decentralized finance, and I want to live it. So this means also that there need to be ways to fund companies in a decentralized way. In my opinion, that's very key. I'm not a fan of this traditional financing model of VC financing. In my opinion, there must be a way to fund companies in a decentralized way. I was always honest about it, and I was always convinced that you should fund companies with community funding, which is confirmed by the masternodes or from the community. That's key for me because I think only with companies the ecosystem can gain traction because companies are able to leverage, right? In my opinion, if we really become a great ecosystem and a successful ecosystem, which is competitive to all the other big DeFi projects, we need to have big companies within the ecosystem. And one way is to get funding from the community fund. I mean, the best example is, once more, is DFX. In my opinion, DFX would be another company if there wouldn't be the CFP in the beginning, because you need to imagine that almost for an entire year, all the people that were working for DFX didn't get any money. So the first time that they really get a little bit of appreciation was through the CFP. And I mean, look at DFX now. I mean, it's one of the great companies within the ecosystem, not the biggest one, obviously, but it's a true community success. And in my opinion, that's very key, and that's why I'm all in for funding companies from the community fund. And I mean, in this case, it's even better, right? I mean, I admit or I confirm that I will pay back the DFI entirely. So that's my comment on that.
Okay, cool. There's one question in the chat. I show it to you. I don't know if you can answer it already. Where's the jurisdiction in which country of your company? Is it clear so far?
Yeah, I mean, no, of course. I mean, I already started the foundation process, so of course I can answer that. I've chosen the St. Vincent and the Grenadines, SVG. I looked into different jurisdictions where it is possible to build up a competitive staking provider, and I've chosen that. Yeah.
Okay, good so far. Anything else you want to explain? You want to?
Yeah, I just want to summarize a little bit. So, what are the benefits for the community, right? I mean, I want to build up this project for the community, and one of the benefits is, without doubt, that Lock will be a global staking provider, available for anyone in the world, except of some sanctioned countries and the US, of course. It will push the decentralization. There will be established another great company within the DeFiChain ecosystem. Lock will implement a great referral program so that referrers can earn staking rewards or part of these staking rewards on a percentage basis. Lock will offer staking for companies, which is not really available as of now. And also what I mentioned before, that Lock staking will be available in different wallets and from different platforms with a great customer experience. So last but not least, I can really encourage anyone to read the CFP, and for the masternodes, please vote, vote, vote. And I think it's a true community project. Once again, I'm from the community and I'm building this for you.
I have one
Sure.
question, one additional one. Are you the only person in the project so far, or there are others in the background?
No, so far I'm the only one. I'm the single founder of Log, but as described before, I will purchase different services, and over time I will also employ developers or purchase development work.
Okay, good. In the chat, there's no other question. We have a little bit over 20 minutes. Thanks for joining the show, Jonas. Good luck to the voting starting on Monday. So every masternode start on Monday with voting, not today. And then we will see what's the outcome of the voting round. Thanks for all your work into the DeFiChain ecosystem. I know you very long. Our first contact was years ago. Yeah, I'm looking forward what's the outcome. Thanks for joining.
DZ, thanks for having me.
Have a great time. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.